I know a lot of times we talk about, well, if woman's having a conversation, oh, she has a husband, a work husband, that, like, that kind of stuff that y'all would say, well, that's cheating. But yet you would stay, most that I know of would stay in that situation, stay in a marriage because she didn't actually cross the physical aspect, right? Once you cross the physical aspect, that's when I usually hear men say that they will leave. My point is that if you consider her having an emotional attachment or, whatever with a guy, or having conversation with a guy cheating, then why don't you leave at that point instead of waiting until they actually, a physical thing?
Duty,
Because
I
duty,
agree.
that is that I don't know if y'all really consider that cheating.
and stay out of duty.
for sure. I think that as far as in this situation, I think that a lot of things that guys consider cheating is just because it's too. It seems like for women, it seems too easy for you to have the opportunity to cheat, more so than most guys. So they would consider that cheating. But I do agree 100% that most likely, me personally, I probably would not leave initially because a lot of times women don't show their cards. Oftentimes, if they got another guy waiting, they got a work husband. They typically don't make it readily available that that's something that they have going on. Now you might can pick up some of the cues here and there as far as like she don't talk to you the same way. She's always out at work or she's doing these kind of things. Typically speaking, like sometimes guys want hard evidence. That's the reason why when guys hear that she might be talking to this person, that might not be something that he will leave for. But when he got full like undisputed evidence that you out here doing stuff, then that's when he's gonna leave.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing about it. That's that guy's fault because you got to understand, women, like the way we get sexually aroused is completely different. Once women get turned on in the head, and sort of once they have that person in their sector that they're constantly having secretive messages that they're constantly talking to, they're fully engaged. They're giving this person time,
I agree.
energy,
I agree.
attention, right? That's way too much. And all it takes is a slip up or a miscommunication in your relationship dynamic, and homeboy slides in right through the back door. Pause. You know, into your current situation. But it's a build up. That's the thing that I talked about. It doesn't happen like one flip to the other. It's a build up. It's like, oh, he complimented me this way. He said this. He bought me this. A lot of women have work husbands, and I've seen this thing too. Like working in different spaces because you spend so much time and so many hours with that person, it's only natural that you're going to gravitate and get to know them. Why do you think in the medical field, you know what I'm saying, doctors, doctors, nurses, all those people, they're all they're the ones who are having the most affairs of any other profession. They work odd hours, you know what I'm saying? They're always typically paired up with the same kind of people, so they typically know them. And over a period of time, they have conversations like, "Oh, this is going on in my life." They let them people into their in dynamic of what's going on at home, which you should only be talking to your counselor, your person at church, or with pastor, or whatever, not some stranger that you have a work, dynamic with, right, about what's going on in your personal life, because that's an opportunity for them to plant seeds and try to, you deserve better. You should leave him or whatever, right? And that happens. These types of things do happen, and women do tend to have say these types of things, but they don't understand the full makeup. It's just because the way they're narrating their story, particularly, it seems so comfortable for them to take that next step, especially when it comes from a man.
Teachers do
So
the
I'm
same
gonna
thing, Lou.
so uh,
Mistaken, you know that.
I'm gonna say this, right? I think there is this functional fallacy that exists in terms of women's sexuality, right? This idea that a woman needs to be emotionally invested in order to cheat. I understand why people operate from that mode, because it preserves the way that men want to see women. But if we're honest, women don't really function like that. Truly. If y'all look at like the male thirst traps and you scroll into the comment sections, I promise you those comments would make any hardened man blush. Women are not just turned on or incentivized to cheat just off of emotional response. Women will also do it off of a visual response or a certain level of, perceived domination or perceived masculinity. It really doesn't take as much as some men think it does for a woman to feel aroused or to be incentivized to cheat, right? I hear men talk all the time about the Pookie and Ray Rays. They are not the most emotionally intelligent, emotionally available human beings. Sure, some of them know how to run game, but I promise you, a lot of the y'all say it all the time. These men are not that smart. Women know that. Women will lie to themselves to justify what it is that they're doing. And I think the moment we can, like, really have an honest conversation about women and sex without so much shaming and just coming from a place of curiosity and understanding, we can have a conversation about why it's like a 1-to-1 ratio of men to women cheating, right? Because I think that's the floating stat that's going on right now, that women are cheating at the same rate as men. There's no way all of these women are emotionally invested in the men that they're cheating with. Like, statistically, that does not make any sense at all, right? We demonize it.
Married men, right? These are married statistics, correct?
I've heard. Honestly, I haven't substantiated the statistic yet. To my knowledge, it's just men and women, right? So that it varies from conversation to conversation. If I'm wrong, correct me. I will take it. But at the end of the day, right? Like, what we do is we say, okay, well, that woman, there was some sort of vulnerability or some sort of weakness going on in either her or the relationship, and we find a way to justify it. But when it comes to men, regardless of whether or not his needs are being met, regardless of whether or not he's being selfish, regardless of the circumstances, we're so quick to jump that, like, he's not a good person, he's not a good man. We're having two separate conversations based on gender when the behaviors are different regardless, or the behaviors are the same regardless of gender.
Okay, so just to jump in here real quick, Inaz, the things you said required some type of mental stimulation, whether it's the look, everything you just mentioned. It required some type of
She said
mental stimulation.
physical. She said physical
That's
attraction.
still a mental stimulation. Men don't need that to sleep with a woman. She could be ugly as hell and we still do it. We don't need any of that. We don't need it. All we need is opportunity. If I'm going to be completely honest about it, we don't need any of that, which is why, going back to Sham's original question,
That's not true.
we don't.
I've heard y'all say, not in particular, I'm saying men in general, say that there are just certain women that they would not smash.
Not
There
just
are
that,
outliers to everything. There are outliers to everything.
right,
But
but
a
okay,
rule of thumb
so
on
Lou,
a bounce of probability that
mm,
AP is right.
but hang on, because he's
I wasn't.
not. Wait,
Go
give me
ahead.
1 second, AP. He's not right. This is why. How many times in this space have we heard the conversation of, she has all these standards, but what do the last 3 men she slept with look like? That comes from the space of, like, she's not sleeping with people who she's necessarily attracted to, right? So, like, it's literally men and women are out here operating the same. And we're looking to justify it for women and we're looking to demonize it for men. Like, I'm not really big on the whole equality thing, but in this conversation, I think we need to have a fair conversation between men and women.
Yeah, I just completely disagree with what you're saying, and that's just the way it is sometimes. But to Shan's point, is cheating a dereliction of duty? I don't necessarily think so, unless you add this one component, the woman's mental health, because that's part of the duty as well, which is the reason why men lie. It's not necessarily to keep you around, it's to keep you sane. We don't necessarily want to hurt you. We know that it hurts you. We know it. So the reason we lie is to you is to not hurt you in like the way we see the world. Okay, I'm not saying like I'm not making it okay because I don't like I've grown quite a bit, but um if in my mind, if everything in the house is taken care of, if the kids are taken care of, if you are still if I'm still smacking that ass, a random opportunity presented itself and I smashed something random, that's not necessarily a dereliction of duty unless I'm hurting you. And again, like that depends on how you want to look at it, on if it's hurting you. Like that's just the way we see it. If I'm not giving her any resources except for some ding ding, and I'm still gonna knock out the woman at home later or whatever, like some men are that way. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just saying that I don't necessarily believe it to be a dereliction of duty.
Okay, so let me just say this. Um, I was raised under the "it wasn't me" era, right? Where you could get caught cheating, and no matter what, it was not you. If she caught you on the floor, butt naked in the shower, it wasn't me. You forgot you gave her the extra key, it wasn't me. No matter what, it was not me. You could see me, I could have a tattoo, I got a twin. It was not me. And what I found out is that although we absolutely are doing it, thinking we protecting the woman, it actually is more harmful than anything else. Did I break up? Am I breaking up?
You did.
Am I breaking up? Can you still hear me?
You're good. Keep going.
Okay. Can you hear me say? So, all right. I'll try and jump back like 5 seconds. It's actually more.
You're good.
So I grew up during that era. It's actually the most hurtful thing you could do to the relationship. Like I was talking to somebody about this, and I'm like, men are trained to lie, deny, and make sure we never admit to that, knowing that that's not something a lot of men can maintain. And we gamble with our entire families and futures on the aspect that I can continue to get away with this, knowing that the moment that she finds out that you lying, it's potential for you to lose every single thing. Men aren't just gambling at us like that. There's a real something going on that we don't talk about in this day and age that I think in years past they understood, and now we've accepted a social construct that puts us in a situation where most men feel like they're forced to lie. But I propose that if you get to a situation or a relationship and you can be honest about who you are and what you want and what you need, then you have the option of giving that woman a choice to say, I can deal with this, I can't deal with this. And once she chooses to deal with it, then you will not lose your family. But that's the hardest thing in the world, because most men, we train, if we see you tearing up, we know we gonna say something to you that's gonna hurt your feelings. So we don't want to do it because we're trying to protect you. So it's kind of like going against our nature of trying to protect you to ultimately protect you more. I guess that's how we would have to phrase it in our minds to understand how we could be honest and still not come off as if we were intentionally trying to hurt you. Because there's nothing more intentional than that lie once she finds out.
Then why not just?
I agree with you on
Why
that.
won't you just not cheat?
Again, we talking about.
People do it all the time. Don't do that.
I need you to get a testosterone.
It's some men. Look, it's some men don't even. They ain't never.
Waiting for that.
They don't even have the option to. So
yeah, that's they help. It's some men that don't buy Lamborghinis. They don't got the option to. That's a type of argument.
I mean,
If you
do
constantly,
you need a Lamborghini? I mean, they're not even safe for you.
you approach this from your mind.
It's safe. Like you don't buy a motorcycle because it's safe.
You listen, to say that you cannot be faithful. It's disingenuous.
No, I'm not saying that you can't be faithful. I'm saying that if the social construct right now is a Disney World fantasy, right? Men are gonna find a woman that they, in the perspective of women, you're gonna slay the dragon, find a woman that you love, and you're only gonna have eyes for her for the rest of your life, and you don't see anyone else as attractive, and you're expected to do that happily and never ever see anybody else as attractive. That's
That's happiness, though. Is that not running after your happiness?
I don't think that's true, Marcus. I think most women know that you're going to find other women attractive. That's never the issue about finding other women attractive. The issue is acting on that attraction.
I know it's a doctor watching. How much do it cost to get them some testosterone? I need them just for a week to get pumped up with testosterone, and then let me know after that week how y'all feeling about this conversation.
Hey,
I bet y'all
You can do
I
it.
think the problem is y'all at 2:30 in the morning when I'm trying to get cheeks, I'm getting told no every goddamn time. No. There's only told me the times a man gonna keep getting told no. When he's
What about when you're not spending that bread? You get
eventually
told
he's
no,
gonna step
no,
out.
no.
He's gonna be tempted by these other women. I said it before on Lapeef Sunday, man.
So is it okay
Eventually,
for her to
Nancy-
financially cheat?
Eventually, Nancy going to start
a
hearing what
job.
she has to say. He's going to start appeasing about what he's looking for and what he wants, and she's going to be willing to throw that thing back 4 days a week. Well, you
So
can't.
can a
I
woman
can't even get it one
financially
time.
Yeah,
I can't get it one
financially
time
cheat?
because you feel like it get woke up at 2:30 in the goddamn morning. It's too damn much because you want your damn beauty rest, and you still look ugly than a motherfucker when you get up in it. Goddamn way.
Shantae, I'm gonna answer your question. Yes, women can financially cheat. They've been doing it for a long time. It's called a job.
I mean, first of all, y'all financially cheat when y'all got that. When y'all got your plan B. When y'all got your plan B money. When you got that rainy day fund. Y'all financially cheat all the time.
That's all that
Shantae, don't do
nonsense.
that. Don't do that, Shantae.
That nonsense.